Belgium left-back Maxim De Cuyper has gone completely under the radar this season for Brighton, with 2 goals in 13 Premier League games. But his performance against Nottingham Forest showed exactly why they signed him. Welcome back to the Louis Selling YouTube channel. Of course, I'm Louis Selling, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Maxim De Cuyper and particularly his performance against Nottingham Forest at the weekend on Sunday in Brighton's fantastic 2-0 victory against Forest. De Cuyper scored the opening goal on the stroke of half-time, and then Greek striker Stefanos Gimas scored the second. But before we jump into it, apologies for there being no upload last week. It was a completely hectic week and I had no time to get a good standard video out to you guys. But first of all, let's talk about Maxim De Cuyper's stats this season. Overall, not just the Forest game. Goals-wise, against fullbacks, he is in the top percentile, the 99th percentile, with 0.33 goals per 90. Interestingly, he hasn't got an assist this season in the league. Technically, he kind of should have one against Wolves. He put a fantastic cross into Van Hecke, but it skimmed the head of Zimmer, so it counted as his assist, but De Cuyper did all the hard work. So he's only in the 24th percentile for assists there, but not too worried, really, because his expected assisted goals are in the 79th percentile, 0.13 per 90. So perhaps the Seagulls' finishing hasn't been that good this season. Apart from Danny Welbeck, midfielders Ayari and Gomez have been getting into good positions and receiving the ball from De Cuyper, but not finishing their chances. In terms of goals and assists, 0.33 per 90. Again for De Cuyper, 92nd percentile. Non-penalty goals, both his goals have been open play, so 99th percentile again. You look at his expected goals, 0.22 per 90, puts him in the 95th percentile. His non-penalty XG plus his expected assisted goals, 0.35 per 90, puts him in the 95th percentile once again. So attacking wise, he is absolutely magnificent. If we go a bit more in-depth into his shooting, shots total 0.83 per 90, 75th percentile. Shots on target 0.66 per 90, 97th percentile. And 80% of his shots are on target, so that's a 97th percentile. So he's a fantastic finisher, and that's no surprise really, because in his youth career in the academies, he was played as a left winger, as a forward, so he's used to getting those shots away and scoring quite a few goals. Passing is a really interesting one as well. He's in the middle percentile for quite a few of these. Passes completed, 38.12 per 90, 53rd percentile. Attempted passes, 48.4, 51st percentile, and 78.8 pass percentage. Completion, 53rd percentile. Passing distance, 680 yards, 73rd percentile. And his progressive passing distance, 213 yards, 68th percentile. So he's in the middle there, not the best fullback at passing in the league, but he's certainly not the worst. And if you watch him play for Brighton, you'll see why these stats are as they are. He takes risk. Hürzeler wants his players to take some risk with their passing, but he does it very well. You look at his expected assists here. Now 0.18 per 90, which puts him in the 99th percentile, and 1.66 key passes per 90, 95th percentile. He should have more assists, or he should have at least one assist on the board. Passes into the penalty area, 1.49, 90th percentile. He is so dangerous for Brighton, and it was a surprise to see him not start a few games after his injury, as he was key before and he's come back. Now he's playing, and he's the reason Brighton have won so many games recently, and he's a key factor in keeping the clean sheet. Another one, shot creating actions, 3.31 per 90, 92nd percentile. He is just fantastic, and I'm going to show you now on the tactics board how he plays, how Fabian Hürzeler wants him to play, and why he's an upgrade, according to some people, on Purvis Estupiñán, who was considered for a few seasons one of, if not the best left backs in the Premier League. Welcome back to the Tactics boards. If you are new around here, make sure you check out the JLA Tactics board. I'll leave the link in the description below. But as you can see on the board, this is how Brighton set up. And I know, and I'm sure many of you know, Fabian Hürzeler's 4-2-3-1, 4-2-4 system that he plays 99% of the time. Welbeck and Jorginho Ruta in a front two. Kind of a fluid system there between the two. But he did tweak it a little bit this week. And I'll highlight that in a minute as De Cuyper played a big role in that. De Cuyper started left wing, Minte right wing. Ayari and Gomez in the middle in the pivot. Carlos Baleba was dropped to the bench. Weaver remained at right back. Van Heck and Dunk as the two centre-backs. And Kadioglu kept his place at left back. And that De Cuyper, Kadioglu left hand side has been exceptional when they've played together. And the way they bounce off each other has been really, really good. But De Cuyper, as I said, started as the left winger. He played sort of a traditional role as a left winger. He was coming very, very wide, at times playing almost this high, maybe even higher sometimes. But he was also dropping deeper and putting some absolutely excellent balls into the box here. Some brilliant crosses that the likes of Danny Welbeck, Jorginho Ruta coming into the box. Diego Gomez was getting on the end of a few as well, and Stefanos Zimas when he come on the pitch. Ayari as well had a few attempts from De Cuyper's passes and crosses. But if we delete these, De Cuyper didn't just play as a left winger. And if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that Fabian Hürzeler likes his team to come narrow, and that's exactly what he did. Minte, of course, stayed wide like he usually does. De Cuyper was coming into the areas in and around here. This was sort of his attacking space. And while Danny Welbeck usually comes high, he was dropping really, really deep, almost as 2-10s with Jorginho Ruta, which was allowing De Cuyper in here to sort of have this space as his own, come narrow, get those runs in behind it. And it was really, really, really effective against Nottingham Forest back line. It wasn't too dissimilar to how I've said about Tommy Watson playing, how Kadioglu played when he was playing left wing, but De Cuyper just did it slightly better, as his crossing and his final ball and his delivery was exceptional. And Brighton should have been 3-4 up in the first 20 minutes, and De Cuyper should have had 3 or 4 assists. But in terms of defending, he played a really key role as well. Kadioglu was having to defend against Hutchinson, against Hudson-Odoi, against McAtee, against Enjoy, depending on what side they were playing throughout the game. Kadioglu was pretty high. Brighton were pretty high. Not ridiculously high like they have been in some games, but pretty high. Kadioglu's job was to mark the man, go man for man, and De Cuyper would follow the runner and then become the left back. And he did it really, really well, and prevented the cross on quite a few occasions. And there was one key moment where De Cuyper didn't follow the run, Kadioglu didn't drop, and Nottingham Forest got in behind and created a chance. But that was only one lapse, and it showed that their link-up, when they do it well, was absolutely brilliant. And I would be surprised if they both don't start against Aston Villa as this pairing this way round as well. But now, onto the media draw-up, where I'm going to show you all the examples from the Nottingham Forest game and show you that he was man of the match without a doubt. So this first screenshot here, just a little example of him coming narrow and how his movement made such a difference to Brighton's play. As you can see, De Cuyper, number 29, is here. He plays a little headed ball in there to Diego Gomez. And normally you'd expect your left winger to then come and go down here, go wide and create that run in behind. That's not what he does. He actually makes this run here through the middle, which then opens out the pitch, gives Gomez so many options, and also creates space for Maxim, for Fede Kadioglu, who you can't see on the screen, to then get in behind. And Maxim De Cuyper did this on so many occasions, and they highlighted this on Match of the Day, how Welbeck dropping deep and Brighton's midfield stepping up into those spaces in behind was really what won them the game. But another example of this space being created by De Cuyper, he went narrow, he then come wide, As you can see, De Cuyper in here. His movement created him all this space, and from here he has a few options he can do. He can take a touch, he can try and get a shot away. He doesn't do that. He puts a first time ball into the box for Diego Gomez. And if you've watched De Cuyper, or if you've listened to the start of this video, his final ball, his delivery is absolutely obscene. Arguably one of the best I've ever seen at Brighton. He puts the ball into the box first time, and it comes to this situation. Gomez should do a bit better here. Maybe De Cuyper's ball should have been slightly better, but a ball in that area is so dangerous, and Gomez should get something on the end of it. And you can already see me saying De Cuyper should have assists this season if some of the players could just get on the end of it. Another situation here, De Cuyper coming narrow, Ferdy Kadioglu here. The left back is in that left wing position, which allows Maxim De Cuyper to come through on the space in the middle. He makes that run in behind here, and then again he has so much space, so many things he can do. He takes a touch, and then he puts an absolutely unbelievable ball into the box here. From here, would you expect a player to be able to deliver an inch perfect ball from there? Probably not, especially with his body position there. He probably should take a touch and play it back in there. Most players would, but he puts the ball into the box and it falls to the back post for Jorginho Ruta. Ruta puts it over the bar, but once again, De Cuyper should have another assist there. And on another day, if Brighton were even 2% better at their finishing, he would have had more assists. Now, he didn't stay narrow the whole game. He come wide on quite a few occasions. De Cuyper here on the left wing, creating that space, staying wide. Kadioglu has then drifted into the middle here. The left back, again, showing their link up, is absolutely brilliant. And De Cuyper's positioning here, along with Kadioglu's, gives him so many options. He can go wide, he can come in the middle, he can go back. He has 3, 4, 5 options. He brings the ball down absolutely brilliantly. And guess what? He puts another cross into the box. A cross from deep. And again, it is absolutely perfect. It bounces around the penalty spot. He doesn't really aim for anyone. He just puts it into an area around here. Let's try and draw that slightly better. He puts it into this area here, the danger zone. Kadioglu is quite deep, so he can't get there. Welbeck, again, really deep. Maybe should be making that run in there. But he just puts it into an area. It bounces, and Yankuba Minte in here doesn't quite get his head on it, but it leads to a corner. And speaking of corners, De Cuyper's delivery, funnily enough, from corners was really dangerous. He put 2 corners to the back post for Gomez. Both found him. The first found his foot. Gomez laid it back to Ruta. The shot was then cleared off the line. And then the second found Gomez's head. He headed it towards goal. It was cleared off the line once again. So again, De Cuyper should have another 2, 3 assists just from this one screenshot here. Another situation. Now, De Cuyper didn't cross this one, but it's showing once again his final ball. Absolutely fantastic. De Cuyper down here wide on the left. Kadioglu, the left back. Again, the link up here, the rotations between the two was absolutely superb. De Cuyper just plays a little dinked ball in behind here into this space, just hitting an area. He has a look. He can see the pitch here, the run of Ferdy Kadioglu there. He can also see the options back in the midfield if he needs to do that. He plays a ball in space, in behind. It falls to Kadioglu here. It is good defending from Nottingham Forest. But once again, that could have led to a penalty. That could have led to a cross, a shot on target. Just another dangerous ball from De Cuyper. And he doesn't just admire his pass down here. He is always then looking for that next pass, that forward. If Kadioglu does keep hold of the ball, he has all this space here from Kadioglu's run that's been created. De Cuyper can move it into here and maybe get a shot away, find another pass and create another chance. Again, defensive work now. De Cuyper come in narrow. Would you expect your left winger to be in here? Probably not. I don't know many, if any, left wingers that are happy to come and defend and be in these deep positions. He plays the ball inside to Jorginho Ruta. A nice little easy, still under pressure, knock pass to Jorginho Ruta. The ball gets turned over and Brighton then get into this position. Kadioglu is wide, so De Cuyper takes up this middle position. And his positioning coming narrow, having that positive thinking, gives him so many options once again. He has a ball on to Kadioglu. He has a ball on to Danny Welbeck in here. Or, if he wants to, because he can do it, across to the back post to Minte, who is making that run on the back post. Danny Welbeck making this run in here. De Cuyper chooses the little knock pass in to Danny Welbeck. Nothing comes from it, unfortunately, but again, it's just showing his range of passing. He can cross, he can play long, he can play short, and he's always looking for that forward ball into the box. Now, onto his goal. One of the best moves from Brighton this season. This whole game, Brighton played the best football they've played all season, and De Cuyper was a key part in that. Your left winger is here, narrow, in the centre forwards position. Danny Welbeck does a lot of work here for this goal, making that run away, which draws this defender away and this defender towards the ball because he sees his partner is covering. It's a great ball from Jorginho Rutter in here to find De Cuyper. Just puts it on the penalty spot. He sees De Cuyper's run. The left wingers come narrow. He runs from deep and he makes that run. Finds the space in the pitch. And it's those rotations once again that leads to this situation. De Cuyper is the man on the ball here. And what an unbelievable finish from the left back on his weaker foot into the bottom corner. Clinical, and Brighton absolutely deserved that goal on the stroke of half time. Second half was slightly different. He wasn't as, I don't want to say involved, he wasn't as dangerous in that second half as Forest had a lot more of the ball. But when he did get it, he still put in some absolutely incredible balls like this one. De Cuyper here on the left. He's wide now. He's not narrow. Kadioglu's taken up that narrow space once again. I think you're getting the idea now. When one is narrow, one is wide. He sees the run of Gimas. He sees the run of Diego Gomez. And again, it's a hell of a ball to pull off to get it in here. But he gives him that option in there. Just note that he has that option there, or he has the further option of Gimas. But he decides to go for the cross. And look where the ball ends up. Gomez makes that late run into the box. And it falls absolutely perfectly to his feet. Unfortunately, Gomez just loses it in the air. He doesn't get too clean of a connection, but it forces Matt Sells into an absolutely unbelievable save. The ball then falls to Gimas, who should put it in the back of the net. But just from that one cross, Brighton create two clear chances. And once again, it's another assist that Maxim De Cuyper should have had just in this game. So that is why Brighton signed Maxim De Cuyper. His final ball is excellent, one of the best I've ever seen at Brighton and in the Premier League. He should have more assists, as you've clearly seen just from that game. And if you watch all the other games, he does exactly the same thing. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I urge you to go and watch more of De Cuyper this season if you get the chance. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Do anything you want to this video, and I'll see you next week for a podcast episode with Annabelle, once again talking about the Christmas schedule, the busy schedule. Is it too busy? Is there too many games? Do managers have a right to moan, or should teams just get on with it? But thanks for watching. I will see you very, very soon. You know the outro by now. Do it with me. Adios.